tinfoil hat. Oh, what the fuck are you guys even talking about?
Global controls will have to be imposed, and a world governing body will be created to enforce them.
Welcome to Tinfoil Hat. We go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
Good morning, Swarm, and welcome to Tinfoil Hat. You know what I am. You know what I'm here to do. I am here to
rock.
Oh my God. You don't have a lot of jobs on this show. And one is just to say rock, like almost right after.
I know. It's the internet. What do you want to do about it?
Joining me, as always, is my intern, Xavier Guerrero. And on the ones and twos, to know him is to love him, Jay Nice, Johnny Woodard. How are you guys?
You got a lot of interns, huh?
I got everybody's an intern. You remember that song? Everybody's my girlfriend. I have a song called Everybody's My Intern. Great show today. Guys, if you want to see me live, you can see myself, Xavier Guerrero, this weekend. We're going to be in Dallas on Friday. 2 shows. We're at the Hyenas in Dallas. There's an 8 p.m. stand-up comedy show, followed by Swarm Tank at 10:30. And then the following day, we are in Oklahoma City, and it's a 4 p.m. stand-up comedy show at Bricktown. Go to samtripoli.com for all your ticket needs, okay? We're just going to keep it real simple this week. Anything else? We got T-shirts. Any T-shirts you want, go to tinfoilhattshirts.com. And what else we got? And all of our premium content is on one website called Rockfin, ROKFIN.com. All of it's there. Zero, Conspiracy Social Club, First Look at Broken Sim, The Greatest of All Time. We Don't Smoke the Same. All there for your consuming desires, and it's all for only $10. That breaks down to basically $2 a show for a whole month. Show me where you get that. The answer is you don't. Okay,
that's almost free.
That is almost free, and then you take all the other people that are there that you can enjoy as well for $10. It's almost a penny a video. It's almost like you guys are too young, but back in the day when they sold CDs, it's like buy one, get 1,000 for a penny.
Brother, I was on that. And the VHS tapes, remember what was it called? The Columbia House. And you could send them like $1 and they would start just sending you VHS tapes.
Which was effing the artist, by the way, just to let you know, just totally F the artist.
Don't care. Most of them
not your fault.
Most of them are pedophiles, probably. So I'm happy to take them.
Oh, snap! Damn.
You went there, Johnny. You went there.
I'm
Guys,
talking about Hollywood. Dude.
Any of the videos, any of my free content, you can go to samtripoli.com. They're always nuking a Discord for the show. It is the number one nuked Discord in the world, okay? Because everyone keeps trying. Guess what? You don't have to worry about Discord anymore. Go to chat.samtripoli.com and join Smack. That is my Discord. It will never be nuked. It's decentralized. You can go there and everyone's there talking mad smack to these unsuspecting fools, okay? Go there. Every one of my show has its own Discord, whether it's Conspiracy Social Club, Broken Sim, Punch Drunk, you name it, Zero, all of them are there. You can join the community and talk all you want. That's chat.samtripoli.com. Let's say you want to listen to the 24-hour radio of any of my free shows. Just go to listen.samtripoli.com. All there, one-stop shop, samtripoli.com.
If you want to come to the Broken Sim room and on chat.samtripoli.com, we've been talking about studio gear, microphones and stuff. Come and nerd out.
Oh, snaps, bro. Johnny's on the chat. You want to talk to Jay Nice? Get it going? Meet the Jay Nice, dude. Go to the chat. It's all there. Just go to chat.com chat.samtripoli.com. So thank you guys. Very interesting show. We've been wanting to do this for a while. We don't do this as often as we should, but we decide today is a great day to do it. We're going to do a little AMA tinfoil hat. We're going to answer all your questions. So hell, the gang's all here. The three of your favorite conspiracy theorists are here to answer your questions. So I posted it to my my Instagram, my Twitter, the tinfoil hat Instagram, and a Facebook. So Johnny, go have a great time. If you want to go, it's also on the tinfoil hat Facebook page, but I think we have enough questions based on those three. So Johnny, would you like to start the questions?
Drink from the fountain of knowledge.
All right, let's get into it. Is this Xavier? Is this the first or second of these AMAs we've done?
The second one. Me and you
Welcome
did
to the
one back in the day.
Second annual. I don't even know if it's on the right day, but the second AMA for tinfoil hat. Johnny, you got the questions. I got the answers. Let's get into it.
Yes. Okay. We got this one a few times, and let's just go ahead and get it out of the way. What happened with Larry Gators, and has Larry Gators reached out to you guys to come back on the show after his last show?
Well,
this is from a number of people.
Johnny, this is a great question. Thank you for reading that question. I appreciate it. As you guys know, Bishop Larry Gators was a regular on the show. He was appearing all the time because the first time he came on was when I asked if somebody knew about Black Wall Street, and he hit me up. He's like, I know about Black Wall Street. I'd love to come on. He came on. He crushed. Obviously,
he hit you up. I didn't know that. He hit you up.
I put out on Instagram.
But he responded to that.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Didn't know that.
So he hits me up and he's like, yeah, I know, boss. So we have him on. Obviously, it was well received. Everything they did, his performance, his information, everybody loved it. And obviously he got enough positive feedback that he would unrelentingly ask to be on the show again, over and over and over again. And to be honest with you, I let him do it. I was like, yeah, people really like him. And he talks a lot, which makes my life easier.
It's an easy show. It's an easy
show to do. You just kind of wind him up and go. So we're doing it. So his last appearance, he came on and he told everybody that Donald Trump was actually still the president. And listen, man, I'm going to allow you to say whatever you want to say, right? I mean, as long as you're not out there doing hate speech, right? Like these people are the worst, those people are the worst, these people are running out. As long as you're not doing that, I'll pretty much let you go, give you enough room to hang yourself. Obviously, the feedback was not good, and he decided he didn't want to come on the show. So he decided to like Kaiser say the whole thing by burning the village and shooting the family.
Well,
and
here's what I remember. I remember I was just bullshitting on my phone, and I was kind of scrolling through some stuff, and then I saw I clicked on a tweet that had Larry Gators tagged in it, and it was like, you've been blocked by Larry Gators.
Yeah.
And I sent the screenshot to Sam. I was like, did I say something? Like what happened? And then Sam looked and he was blocked. XG looked, he was blocked. We were all just blocked. Mm-hmm. That's how he told us. He didn't like a man. He didn't email and say, hey, this is how you act as an adult. You email and say, hey, had some tough feedback after last time. I think I'm just gonna chill out and maybe not go on the pod. If you're a nice human, you do that. Not controlled opposition, possibly.
Exactly. So that's what we thought. We think he was controlled opposition. He got sent to us, right?
Well, I believe that, the whole story starts to crumble for him when he does crowdsource the truth with Jason Goodman. And Jason Goodman basically comes out and says, this guy is controlled opposition. He's basically being sent on the shows to torpedo them. And that's when everything started going nuts. So not the last time he was on, but the time before that, we got an email from his people saying he does not want to talk about Jason Goodman and he doesn't want to talk about crowdsource the truth. Do not bring it up. And I'm like, okay, dude. I mean, if I was going on a show and I go, hey man, I don't want to talk about this, and they brought it up, I'd lose my skull. But because you're kind enough to come on the show. So I said, okay, we didn't bring it up. And obviously that stuff has been chasing him around and dogging him ever since Jason Goodman put that out. So that's kind of what's going on with that. It's not from us. It's not from us. I mean, we've never been like that kind of show, right? I mean, like, who have we?
I mean, yeah. I mean, he gave us one of the best episodes. That Kobe episode, he came with some Kobe facts. Remember, that's the one that blew him up.
I doubt everything he said now. I doubt everything he said.
Oh, shit,
Johnny,
really?
Now,
unrelenting.
To me, he's unreliable.
That's a great point, Johnny. It's definitely true. For sure, you have to question everything that's been said after that. So
I'm not saying I don't believe it, but I question it. Yeah, I doubt it.
The question is, honestly, guys, if he's being sent in to torpedo people, and now with the Roseanne Barr story and the Joe Biden stuff, this is a real question. Should we take down his episodes?
No, I don't think so.
Could you know, we can, if you could just record one intro for me, 5-minute thing, or not even a minute, you know, and I could just tag it on to the beginning of all the audio and the video now, since it's on your website for the episodes. I think that is maybe something to do. Like, just put it in the context, like, hey, listen, this guy may be controlled opposition. He blocked us. He's at the least, he's a dickhead. At the very, that's the nicest thing you can say about that guy.
But I mean, like, so the question is, does he still have his job at iHeart,
where his billion listeners are?
Yeah.
I mean, he was the only guy that would come on and throw his PayPal in there. You remember, he's like, here's my PayPal, guys, shoot it out. And I'm like, bro, like, that's a money grab. Like,
and you know, like my dad said a long time ago, never hate a man for making $1. And I always do believe that.
I'm with you.
But the question always is like, how, I mean, look at this show, right? Look at this show.
Unless you're making your
dollars. How much are we shadow banned? Everywhere.
Bad. Yeah.
And yet these people, there's some people that never get touched ever. And you're like, why are we getting shadow banned? Why is someone like Owen Benjamin, like, he had to do everything on his own kind of before everybody else had to do it? Why has he been like shadow banned? And then there's certain people that never get shadow banned.
Do you think it has anything to do with him actually maybe listening to an episode that wasn't his and him figuring out that we're not the young Christian warriors he thought we were?
I think that's all a facade. It's a charade for him. I don't think he cares about any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I really do. Yeah, I don't. I think he's an entertainer in his mind, probably.
Well, you know, his first appearance, he wouldn't show his face, which was very interesting.
Yeah.
Right. And then we realized it's because he's reading everything he's saying, which is fine. I don't care. There's nothing wrong with having notes. But that's where it's at. Everyone's like, when you bring him back? It's like, to be honest with you, I have no interest in bringing him back. And it would open up with him apologizing to us. Because to be honest with you, we've shown him nothing but love. Hey, dude, we let all sorts of people in. This show is the land of the misfit toys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way it is. And that's the dance we dance. We barely keep this train on the tracks. But that's what makes it so interesting. But we do let the crazies in, and sometimes the crazies are a little too crazy.
And real crazy. You're right, John. You're right, Sam. He kept asking us to come on. If you didn't reply, he's like, hey, can we not come on? So
and then he would go around to I think he went to Xavier when I wouldn't answer him.
Mm-hmm.
And then
he did that. He did that to me a couple times, actually. Yeah, I forgot about that.
He's like, brother, Johnny. Johnny got mad too at first because he didn't remember his name at first. I remember that. That kind of was the first sign that something was up when you don't remember Jay Nice. Come on, dog. Remember Jay Nice. All right, next question.
I don't get mad about that. I don't expect anybody to remember my name.
Hey guys, I want to tell you about our friends at Caldera Lab. Okay, Caldera Lab is a men's skincare line that is a company with a conscience. Okay, they are a B certified corporation and the only men's skincare line certified by Made Safe, PETA, and Leaping Bunny. Come on, Leaping Bunny's in. We're PETA, all in.
Come on,
come on, dude. Whether you're tackling dry skin, acne, scars, wrinkles, or just want to do you and invest in healthier skin, this is the one product I would use, okay? It's a non-toxic natural serum, okay, made with 100% from plants for all guys and all their skin types. Right, Johnny?
Dude,
you're damn right.
I just did the test. Do you did?
Yeah, it asked you for your age, what type of skin tone you have, where you live, and they gave me what I need.
Dude. I heard that customers rave that it doesn't cause breakouts and it doesn't go on greasy.
I hate when it goes on greasy.
Me too.
Okay, they went above and beyond industry benchmarks in their clinical trials. Okay, the results showed that it is proven to work on all skin types. 96% of men saw healthier skin. Okay, works great with a beard, bald, or dry scalp. Okay, keeps it all nice, shiny, and moisturized. The founders live in Jackson, Wyoming, dude. Hey, if you live in Wyoming, you better be serious. Okay. You live in Wyoming, that's the real thing. And they created a product because of the dry skin from the high altitude climate. And there was nothing on the market they would use, okay? Nothing clean, nothing toxic, non-toxic ingredients, and that proven to work, okay? Best of all, you can try it 100% risk-free. If you don't love it after 60 days, they will refund you in full. Here's a special offer for our listeners, The Swarm. Receive 20% off your first purchase of the good. Go to calderalab.com and use the discount code TINFOILHAT at checkout.
That's one word, tinfoil hat at checkout. Okay, Sam. Now this is this is something that popped up on my radar last week. I sent it to you. I think it's something that we have to address. And it's another one of these things where you just got to get it out of the way right up top, clear the air. And this is mostly for you, I guess. We can chime in. We can have some perspective on this, but this is to you, Sam. This is from whatever dork. Are you really a chick? Yes or no?
I know, Johnny. That's the internet can't stop talking about. This guy basically believes I'm Rachel Maddow.
Why he thinks you're Rachel Maddow?
Well, so at first he thought I was a chick with a dick. And then I realized that's not what he's saying. He's saying I'm a man with a pie, basically a snatch. And that I'm portraying myself as a man and I'm really a woman.
That's a beard.
Yeah,
beard
literally.
It connects the whole way. Like I got friends of mine that beards don't connect. Like what are you doing?
Yeah, I will say that pantry behind you, that door, a lot of vitamins in there, a lot of weird pills. I gotta say, a lot of like.
Oh, you think some of them are
hormones? Hormones.
No, testosterone. Hormones. There are testosterone in there, Johnny.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. I'm 48, Johnny. I'm losing it. I got to take some or else I fall asleep every 2 seconds.
You got low T.
Well, it's basically based on my shoulders. He says I have women's shoulders.
Yeah.
I have women's hands.
There's some
and I have childbearing hips.
Yeah, some hip angle that he referenced. Like he knows a lot about biology.
I have
anatomy.
6 inches of thunder. And it is what it is, dude. And I don't know how.
I tell you, I got the solution. If the guy's in LA, if he wants to pop over maybe to the studio, Sam will show him his dick.
I will show this guy's my dick.
Yeah,
he should come on the show.
We can be
I will show him my junk. But he has to let me know because I want to take Blue Chew first. Because I'm thinking about whipping my dick out right now. But then it's like, anytime I'm putting on a show, it goes into turtle action. So I don't want to present the turtle. I want to have like a meat shanker. Okay. So I would like to know. So I'll take my Blue Chew before get.
You want it to be like hot and hot, like 90 degrees, sweaty,
Yeah. I just want, it's going for damage. Boom goes the dynamite with my dick. That's what I'm saying.
Sam, did you ever do the naked roast? Because we saw the naked roast, and that guy's dick was so soft. Where I was like, "Yo, take a Blue Chew. At least show them what."
Dude, I'm a grower, not a shower, bro. I'm a grower, not a shower. I guarantee you, there's been some chicks I'm with. They're like, "Oh no," and then they touch it. It goes Action Jackson. They're like, "Oh, thank God!" Right?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, that's the
right. So that's why I believe.
All right. This is
so is he? So you chick or you're not a chick?
I am not a chick, Xavier. I love how you need me to tie up loose ends on that.
All right. Here's a question, and I am kind of interested personally to know what your perspective is on this guy. This is from I can't even pronounce it. Nutzak Yabish. When are you going to have Owen Benjamin on the podcast? And I'm just curious personally, kind of what your perspective is on him right now.
I've reached out to Owen to be like, let's be cool. He said, let's be cool. And that's kind of where we're at right now. I'm not against it. I was thinking about, inviting him on the Flat Earth the Unwanted. I mean, if he hit me up and goes, hey, let's do a podcast, I'd do it.
Okay. Interesting. The door is open. Have you met Brian Callen's handler yet? That's from Thick Boys Rule.
I have met his girl, Kid Dynamite. She's wonderful. I don't know if Callen has a handler. I don't think he has a handler. I haven't met him. I think people's perception of Brian is really off. He is a wonderful guy. He's a good dude. He's super vulnerable. And he is liberal as shit. I mean, like, he loves everybody. Like, anything you think about Brian, is he retarded? Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And his dad is CFR.
Okay. Yes, his dad is CFR. Thank you, Xavier Guerrero.
Well, this is simple. They're going to be mad if we don't mention that his dad.
Yeah, his dad is. I have met his dad before. I think his dad's a nice guy, and it is what it is. And for me, it's like, even if I didn't like somebody, I wouldn't be disrespectful to them and their parents to their face, right? That's just not my style. But I've had shows with him. I disagree with the man on a lot of points. But, I mean, overall, I love Brian Callen.
Okay. Next question is from a guy whose name I can't read because it's got the N-word in it with the A.
Don't give me a boner.
That N-word drop is this guy's name, but I like the question. Are you familiar with the Patton murder mystery? Now, I assume he's talking about General Patton here. I've never heard you mention it despite falling right in line with most topics, Project Paperclip, and his objection to it. His death seems pretty significant and typical. As soon as they don't need you or you go against their plan / start speaking up about the truth, they whack you. How do you play such a major role in winning such an epic war? The war, quote, ends. Who really won, he says. And you never make it home. Not to mention he didn't die at first. The dude was paralyzed, still fighting, then suddenly dies in the hospitals. And he puts in parentheses here. Sounds similar to the MLK pillow smother. So he's asking about, do we know about this?
It's definitely possible. I've never heard of it, so I can't really comment it. But, hey, dude, mark this down. Today, we heard a new conspiracy after X number of episodes, which, by the way, the big 500 is coming. Tickets will be going on sale any day now, and it will be in Las Vegas, October 16th. We will be doing our podcast, the 500th, and then we'll be doing stand-up after, and word on the street is Eddie Bravo will be joining us. So it will be a big, and if everything goes according to plan, I have a couple other guests that will be joining us. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay. This is interesting. Bill O'Reilly actually wrote a.
Hold on. Xavier has something.
Can't hear.
Hey, Johnny Nice, are you going up on stage at the 500? You got to bless these people.
Johnny, you're going to be on stage for at least the 500th.
Yeah, at least the episode. Yeah.
Come on.
You can't do one or two jokes, Johnny, in the second show.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, dude, you literally did this. Yeah, maybe.
I would like to get. I mean, I got to go up somewhere else first. I can't just go right up and do that.
I got some open mics. I got some open mics.
Okay,
Johnny,
we'll talk about it.
If there's any place you can literally just walk up and go, it is the 500th episode celebration.
All right. This is
Johnny's that confirmation.
No, it's not confirmation.
Johnny, gross. No more Jay Nice for a little while. Sorry, bud.
This is okay. This is related to killing. Bill O'Reilly has a book about this apparently, so that makes me doubt the whole theory. It's called Killing Patton. O'Reilly suggests in this that Patton was poisoned while recovering from the automobile accident he endured on December 8th, 1945, on the orders of Soviet dictator Joseph Stalin, ostensibly to prevent him from warning the U.S. about the imminent danger of the Soviet Union. And this is O'Reilly quoted here. He says, "I think Stalin killed him." He told that to George Stephanopoulos, a scumbag.
They're both scumbags, right?
Yeah, of course.
Both of them. I he could die. I think the naming of Stalin as the guy did it, just what? So Stalin could just get to the guy, right? I mean, like, why wouldn't you do that earlier?
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe they're saying in the hospital is a little easier because they knew exactly where he would be.
And they could just walk up and kill a general.
And he was the most respected general by both Germany and the Soviet Union. The Americans had. In fact, I mean, Patton was so respected by the Germans that they just knew that any invasion of the European mainland was going to be headed up by Stalin. So they put Stalin in charge of this fake diversionary. For that you've seen those inflatable tanks, those images of inflatable tanks that they use.
No, I haven't heard.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, yeah, dude. They made an entire fake invasion fleet, and they put Patton in charge of it and just had him kind of move around. No troops there, just completely fake. And then the D-Day went on as planned. But yeah, he was because he was.
So what? Patton was like just out there going, "We're coming."
Yeah, they didn't like the higher ups. They couldn't get along. He wasn't easy to work with. He was kind of his own, he's a iconoclast. And
well, we might have to do an episode on this. So
there's a lot of interest, dude. We should do
the
a
N-word guy. Thank you so much for this. Thank you, N-word guy. Thank you for this great topic, and we will have to do an episode on it.
When are you going to have Alex Jones on again? That's from by G Daddy D.
Okay, Alex Jones, I've hit him up a couple times. He has hit me back, and it is what it is. So I don't beg anybody to be on the show, even though we're super honored to have him on the show.
I mean, he knows about us. He knows about Rockfin.
Yeah,
we've heard
I mean,
about him.
He's done the show twice.
Yeah, and you are the
done the show twice.
There,
Great entertainer. I like that guy. He's very good.
Hey, dude, listen to me. The whole thing that they say about him is that he has a blind spot for Israel, but everything else, he's nailed it, right?
Sorry, if that's the worst thing you can say about somebody, they're a pretty decent person.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I get it, man, but don't worry. There's tons of people calling out the government over there, okay? It's just like, let him work on that, and then Adam Green works on it. It's like there's people for
Adam
roles.
Green will take up the slack, yeah.
By the way, did you see Adam Green came to our show in San Diego?
Oh, did he? That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, the dude just is like scorches earth on the internet, but like you meet him,
he really does. Yeah.
He's the nicest dude. He really is the nicest guy when you meet him in person.
I think he's completely genuine, and he's earnest in his beliefs for sure.
Yeah,
he's not putting on a show.
All right, everybody, I want to tell you about our good friends at Redix Remedies. Go to RedixRemedies.com for your CBD needs. Okay, here's the thing, man. You having problem focusing? Okay, real simple, man. They have something called NeuroRoot Focus Plus. Okay, it is a cannabis enhanced neotropic boost that focus, clarity, and memory retention to levels never seen before. It's just amazing. Johnny, you're talking about how you're having problems sleeping all the time. That's all he cries about constantly. Guess what?
I'm constantly crying. You're right.
Constantly crying. Well, guess what? No more, Johnny, because they have a remedy for that. It is their Redix Sleepy Bears. Melatonin and cannabis-infused gummy bears that get you to sleep and keep you to sleep unlike anything ever seen before, okay? That's how great it is. Take a deep dive with their D8, okay? Root the remedy. Rex fuels your epiphany. Need sleep? Rex got you. Need energy? Rex got you. 20% off your first order with the promo code TINFOIL. All orders are entered into the free CBD for a year giveaway. Johnny, you could use it for a year.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Do you think your fake girlfriend will love this?
Yeah, she loves CBD. Sure.
Oh, Johnny's fake girlfriend loves free CBD for a year, and he's going to sign her fake name up for a chance to win this wonderful prize. So
sounds like the election.
Yeah, go to RedixRemedies.com. Use the promo code TINFOIL.
That's RADIX remedies.com. Radix Remedies. This is my favorite name so far. Flyceratops asks, what is the #1 book you'd recommend to give to normies to open their eyes?
Oh, dude. Do you guys have any answers? Because I do, obviously.
Go on.
Behold the Pale Horse.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that book, man.
Hold on. I might have one here, actually.
Behold the Pale Horse.
Obviously, 1984. That's a fucking given.
Oh, and that's it. That was the one I was coming up with. Chaos is the other one. Chaos is phenomenal. Phenomenal.
100% confirmed. I mean, this is there's no doubting this.
Yes.
The facts in here. I mean, this is
and dude, you just ripped through that book. It's so amazing. So which is so interesting because we have so much going on right now. So Johnny, I don't, and Xavier, I don't know if you've seen this, but so right now the January 6th hearings are going on, and it's literally just the equivalent of like public access acting going on there. People are crying.
They're putting on a show, man. It's a show.
And it's getting zero traction with anybody.
Nobody cares.
Right? Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. I will say I agree. I disagree with you a little bit. I think most of the people there they were real. They were just led by, because you get people in a group, they're gonna do whatever is going on at the head of the group. You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
I know
I guess
so many people are there. They're like, that's not what was going on at all. From all over the spectrum, Johnny. It's not just conspiracy people. I have like bleeding heart liberals that were there.
I know people were there too, though. But I'm saying they just followed the group into the Capitol. The person I know,
right? But the people who entered the Capitol building,
you think all of them were actors?
They were all let in. I'm not even saying they had to be actors.
Okay, yeah, we agree.
But they were let in, and I'm sure a lot of them were, in fact, controlled opposition. I mean, look at the
people
governor.
At the head were the leaders were for sure.
The governor in Michigan getting kidnapped, right? I mean,
was a joke.
12 out of 15 hour informants.
Okay. Maybe we don't disagree then. I just thought you thought that all those people inside, like those were all photo ops and stuff. Because to me, that's how that place is lit really well. I don't think they were doing takes of them carrying the flags out and shit.
Did that girl get shot?
I mean, how am I supposed to know what really
it's on video,
happened?
dude. I mean, watch the video. What do you
it looks pretty legit, but that people are saying that that's all, like the whole thing was fake, and that looked like a pretty legit video.
There's a guy that thinks I'm a woman, so I mean, like, anybody can think anything. But I mean, I don't know. I don't focus on all that because putting any energy into whether she's really dead or really alive, and if she is really dead, rest in peace. But the focus on that is stealing your loosh.
Yeah, and here's the reason I don't care. And I think this is dumb to talk. I mean, not dumb that we're talking about, but it's dumb to make it such a big deal like Congress is doing. The people should keep the government on their toes. They should be worried about us coming in there and cutting off their heads all the time. That should be their big fear, and that's why they should, do what they say they're going to do what they're supposed to do. I have no problem with that.
So you're saying that they should have been better prepared?
No. I'm not saying they should have been better prepared. I'm saying that I don't have a problem with people who are pissed off and feel like the government has abandoned its principles, going to the seat of government and shaking shit up a little bit. I don't have a problem with that.
They
didn't hurt anybody. The only person who got injured killed was by.
And if you do say that, do you think they let that happen on purpose? Like, I mean, they knew
for sure. No, we know they did. Yeah. I mean, we have that letter from the mayor, from the mayor of DC, who they were interviewing like she was an expert on security. In the weeks after that, like she knows everything. The week before that, she sent a letter to all the federal authorities in the area saying, "Hey, get out of the city. We don't need your help. This is fine. The DC police have this under control. We don't need any assistance," and pulled them all out. And then now she's the expert. She's the one who fucked the whole thing. If you believe that it was a mistake and not deliberate, which I think was deliberate.
100%, Johnny.
That and how is it that you know that they're gonna kidnap the governor from Michigan, but you don't know they're gonna literally invade the Capitol?
Oh, they knew that.
Like,
my biggest problem is that everybody on the left is like perfectly fine with BLM burning everything down because they hate the system. But the minute the people march on the place where the system was crafted, formatted, and put in place, suddenly they're losing their heads. I mean, people can cry about the America and the system and racism and all that stuff. And the minute you want march on the people that have caused all the problems, okay, and created the system, suddenly you go, oh my God, how can you do that? It's called hypocrisy. You're just doing it. You just love to fight windmills. You don't really want any change at all. So it's like, listen to me, man. If it's the capital or mom and pop businesses, the choice is easy what we're marching on and what we're rioting against. To me, it's easy. It's like to sit there and go, this is a peaceful march. I had a friend of mine who marched where our studio is. You guys know they looted all the stores. They burnt right down. They didn't burn it down, but they trashed one of the restaurants. That's a gorgeous restaurant down the street. And
what are you talking about? Lala's?
I think it was Lala's. Yeah.
That's where that's literally on the corner of my street where that palm tree was on fire and they tried to set fire the restaurant. Yeah.
So like, dude, they went after everything around us, and you guys are like, that's okay because they're upset. But the minute they march on the millionaires who create all the problems, you're like, wah.
That's it, dude. That tells you the difference though between the people the Democrats have to appeal to and the people the Republicans have to appeal to. They don't give a shit about private property on the Democrats and businesses and people who busted their ass to earn what they have. But if you come after government, you know, these sort of sacred places, the halls of government, you know, then boy, you're really doing the wrong thing now.
But they're the first ones to cry about government.
Exactly.
It's like, you know, it's like, so the Olympics are going on right now, right? And like, I'm nationalist when it comes to two things.
Say patriotic. Nationalist has a whole, like, people have commented on it. That's like a loaded phrase. Nationalism is like a whole, like, that's like national socialism. You know, I mean, it's like national.
Okay. So whatever it is, I like patriotism. It's just, I don't know. That sounds like super Americanized. What I'm talking about is like,
I promise you, it's like a loaded term.
So you tell me what the word is that I'm trying to describe. I'm pro-America when it comes to two things: sports and business.
Well, I'll tell you what the definition of nationalism is. It's identification with one's own nation and support of its interests, especially to the exclusion or detriment of the interests of other nations. But you're not trying to like fuck over other countries or anything.
No, I'm dude. Listen, let me finish this, and then you tell me what I am, Johnny.
Go on.
Okay. I am team humanity. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think any life is more important than another. Okay. I don't, whenever they're like 1,000 people die in this crash, 4 of them are Americans. I don't care if 4 of them were Americans because I just like 1,000 people died. It's super tragic.
Yeah. See, a nationalist only care about the Americans. Yeah. That's
okay. So I guess I'm not that, but I am pro-American when it comes to sports and business.
Pro-American. Okay? What pro-American?
Okay. So we'll call it pro-American. I'm team humanity, except when it comes to sports and business. All right. What? Okay. So just unbelievable. So education, which is, you know, this, yeah. Anyways, so the point is, so we're in the Olympics. I actually am somebody who enjoys the Olympics. I enjoy watching it.
I prefer the Winter Olympics.
I like all the weird sports you never get to see, like that people like dedicate their life to a sport
like
you've
what?
barely even heard of.
Summer Olympics doesn't have. See, that's why I like the winter because it has more of those weird sports. What do you like in the summer?
That curling shit.
I love curling. I love it.
I mean, isn't like badminton one and ping pong one and like all these things that are just, I love it, dude. I love it. I love all of it. But I'm in a weird place when it comes to the women's soccer team. And it's not the whole team. It's that purple haired chick who has
Megan Rapinoe.
Yeah, who's been on the front line of telling everybody what a piece of shit country this is. So then and I'm like, dude, it's like such a weird feeling to be like, you lost.
I know. Yeah.
You lost. You gotta draw. And it's just like, I don't like it. Because I just want to root for the Americans. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When we win too much, I get a little like, oh, come on, let the little countries get a little bit. Because that's all they got. I used to have a joke about that. It's got to be weird to like compete in the sneakers in the Olympics. When it's done, you have to go back to the factory and make them at home, right? It's like,
that's so funny. That's such a good joke.
That's an old ass joke. But the point is, but with her, it's like, it's really hard to
that's so fun
support her.
should she play for the country? That's like me hating the Lakers and playing for the Lakers. Like I just don't understand. The Lakers would sell me. The Lakers should sell me. If I don't like the Lakers,
It's called
they should
trading.
be able to be like, hey, yeah.
So
I don't understand why.
they're not
It's not
slaves.
sex trafficking. Nobody's gonna pay for your ass.
It's not white slavery, dude.
Nobody's paying
I'm
for
just
that
saying,
low
like,
quality dick.
I don't think she should be playing.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be playing.
I feel, dude, I'm
should be
torn
wearing
just
that.
like you are. Like I do want them to lose now. I don't want them to succeed. And let's talk about the suspension of disbelief that goes on. First of all, with us pretending, like I hear it on TV all the time, how much better the women's team is than the men's team. Let's not forget the women's team lost to the Dallas Burns under 15 men's team a couple of years back, and they lost badly in
5-0.
Johnny,
teenagers.
The U.S. women's team is beating countries where the women can't even drive.
Yeah. Well, they're part timers. A lot of the women they beat are
Yes.
part timers. They're not even professionals.
I totally agree with you, Johnny. And that's the funny thing.
But we have
It's
to pretend that they're playing. It's impressive, you know.
And then the women's team lost their case because the judge ruled they actually got paid more than the men do.
For what they do,
Right? So the whole thing is just a giant psyop to get women who don't play it to complain about how hard it is to be them. That woman's brother was in jail and is a white supremacist. I mean, it's literally his story. And she's sitting there yelling about male privilege and all that stuff. And it's like, in this show, it's like for the first time ever, we are watching where businesses have stopped trying to promote to their audience and their consumers, and they're more concerned about the people paying for everything, right? And maybe back in the day, those two interests aligned, so it was easy to do that because the people who owned the business really wanted the people who were supporting the business to be happy, so their interests lined up. But now it seems that the whoever's marketing and whoever's running everything doesn't care about the consumer, and they only care about their bosses, and that nobody's watching anything and nobody's buying anything. If you're running Victoria's Secrets, why do you say, let's get this female soccer player in here to fucking decide what our lingerie should be?
Yeah.
Now, Victoria's Secrets is imploding. Now, the history of Victoria's Secret has been completely and utterly tainted. And maybe due to the fact that they had so much dark energy behind it, it kind of came up and snagged the brand of excellence when it comes to who's the most beautiful people in the world. It used to be Playmates. Then it became Victoria's Secret models. And Playmates were a level below Victoria's Secret models. But now because of Lex Wexner and Jeffrey Epstein, that brand's dead. So maybe that's why they're putting her in there, because it's like kind of when they would take Yahoo News and they just put out all the propaganda there. They don't care if people stop listening to Yahoo
What is
News.
that? Is there a replacement now? Because think about that. Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, they've let that go by the. I mean, that's not nearly as
now they got trans.
influential.
Like all these brands that have name recognition but kind of have no following anymore.
Is there any equivalent to that now? Like they've just kind of eliminated that whole genre of publication, right? Where it, like the hot woman thing.
Yeah, I don't know where you go for the brand of excellence. I think if a woman is a Playmate, that still means something.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I think they even still have Maxim models, but I don't think it's what it used to be because there's now so many different ways, because I don't think most girls want to be under somebody else's brand. They're now controlling their own brands.
I think you're right. You want to do another question?
Yep.
Now this is one we get a lot, and sometimes people like bring it up as a suggestion. Like we have maybe thought about this, and I'm just giving you a little hard time here. Terry C. Gibson, would you ever have Rogan on? Tinfoil hat.
Yes. Simply, yeah. Did you just change jerseys?
Actually, you had a wardrobe change.
The charger.
What are you, Mariah Carey? Are you changing in between performances?
Yeah, it was halfway through the show. I think it was 30 minutes in New Jersey.
I would have Rogan on.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. You know,
how long do you think the show would be? What would we talk about? What would you ask?
As long as he wants to be on the show, is how long it would be.
Yeah.
Good point, yeah.
We want to keep going. You know me, I'm good for an hour and a half. After that, I'm like, let's go. I don't
know how he does that, man. Those 3 hour plus episodes he does.
Well, you know, I think it's also the time and place, right? Like my daughters are of a certain age where I have to be there for, you know, when you have like teenage kids, they're kind of taking care of themselves, right? At that point, you know,
but I'm not, I don't have any kids and 3-4 hours. It's just like,
I'm not that interesting. I can't hear myself for more than 2 hours. I can't.
Here's something from Bird Dog.
By the way, real quick, the longest set I've ever done in my life, 2.5 hours.
Where was that?
Oklahoma.
What, like a comedy club?
A casino.
They're
like, we need the show to go about an hour and a half. I'm like, okay, who's opening for me? They're like, nobody's opening for you. You just go. I'm like, what?
And you just did crowd work?
And then nobody left.
Wow. Well, you would say it went well then. If it was,
I would say I was very happy with it.
That's amazing. Wow. Bird Dog Brad asked, can we get some more people talking about on the show, talking about geoengineering? The spray in our skies is getting ridiculous, he says.
I mean, we've done tons of shows on it.
Yeah, we have.
And
it's been a while though, right?
It has been a while. I mean, I'm not against hitting it, you know, and doing all that stuff and doing it again. I mean, I'm totally down with it as long as it's like, I don't know, man. It's like we're about to celebrate again our 500th episode. We've talked about a lot of subjects multiple times. As long as it's interesting, we got a little different angle to kind of explore, right? I mean, I think people like to hear about it. We would totally do it. I have no problems with doing it.
Okay. Mr. Higgison asks, and I think this is an interesting question. What's the end game with the vaccine? Is it depopulation? What's the
that's my, if you're asking me, yeah.
I think it's more control than depopulation.
I think that's a great point. I think it's definitely possible. You know, we've had discussions before. So basically, this is the whole discussion where I'm having everywhere. So I'm sure people listen to all my shows, hear me say it multiple times. But this vaccine does not have COVID in it, coronavirus in it. It does not have it in it. Okay? So what is it doing? We know it's an mRNA vaccine. What is that? Is it getting into DNA slicing?
It does enter the cells. Yeah, I mean
so it enters the cells. What does it do? So okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was sent this video by a particular person, and it's very compelling.
Is it the video you sent me? Oh,
what? Yeah,
the doctor talking. That? Oh, yes, I did. Yeah,
it's crazy, right?
Concerning. Yes.
So basically, and I don't know if you know this, Johnny, but this doctor that was talking, he had been working in the ER. He got fired. And then his practice got burnt down. Whoa. And Johnny, you watch the video. Correct me if I'm getting anything wrong here, but this guy basically says that there's something in this virus, and it's like, is it proteins, Johnny? I don't know what the exact term is, but it's like 14 trillion of it, right? And what it basically does is it enters blood cells. Now, the flow of blood cells is because the blood cell itself is very smooth. It keeps moving, right? Well, this inflames the blood cell and it makes it rigid, which according to his doctor, based on his research, he says about 3 years, we're going to see major clotting.
He says it causes micro clots is what he says. Yeah. And they, especially in like the extremities, you know, where there's blood flow slows down in the hands and the feet. But, you know, because the capillaries are so small, you know, and remote from the heart, that's where these blood clots start. And yeah, I mean, potentially irreversible damage could be done according to this particular doctor. We should probably link that in the description. Huh,
we'll link that. So
Isn't that what the Johnson and Johnson had? Weren't females getting blood clots?
So
That-
then,
all of them have had, yeah, all of them have had reports of blood clots. Yeah, every vaccine.
so then there was this thing. So the Supreme Court had ruled that you cannot patent DNA. You can't patent it. Okay. But you can patent an altered DNA sequence. You can't patent that.
You mean you can't patent like human genes, but
Yes.
you can patent like
Well,
the
so
altered genetics, is what you're saying?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Which,
So what do you think?
question is-
They're trying to alter genes?
I mean, dude, look what they did with crops, right? With Monsanto's.
Yeah.
They basically, so that's what,
What
I
make
think
it? What do
is
you think? So what's your thought there? Make it harder for people to breed? Is that like sterilization?
Basically, they could technically say they can own you.
Oh, you mean literally? Okay. Wow. Interesting. There's
So they
there's
got
so
your
many
thoughts?
ramifications of
So
this.
like, so if they have your DNA, they have everything about you.
Yeah, I mean, they could say
Right.
that technically you're not human.
Interesting. Okay. This is from Matthew J. Thomas. Have you researched any more into the Pesur family since that was an episode that seemed to be too close to home and which we had it taken offline? Have you?
Yeah, dude. Like, hey, dude, you gotta do that episode on that topic that got you fucked with by all four of the major tech companies. That's literally what happened. It's not exaggeration, dude. We got fucked with our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube page, and I believe
Instagram.
Instagram is Facebook. And I believe Google did some stuff where it showed that nobody was listening to our podcast for a bunch of episodes for a short time.
I didn't know about that. That's interesting.
Yeah. And then somebody sent me an Instagram post from a Pesar that said, talk about my family and you'll see what happens. I'm like, oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Last time that happened was the McCain family.
Oh, yeah, that did happen.
Okay. This is from someone called Michael Harris, I think is what his name is. What are your experiences with spirituality? Do you feel energies? Do you see things? What woke you up? Those are his questions there.
Yes, 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 and yes.
Well, the last one is not yes or no.
energies.
What woke you up is the last question.
What woke me to what?
I don't know what that. I don't know, to spirituality, possibly to like conspiracy, like, to being a critical thinker. What woke you up to that?
His kids.
Well-
I think his kids opened him up a lot, like spiritually. I saw him when he had kids. He became like not a different person, but it wasn't the Sam I knew.
Well, I mean, there's a couple things going on there. One is I've always questioned everything. My father raised me to be very paranoid. He literally said,
I like how you didn't say skeptical. You said paranoid. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, my dad's super paranoid, and I guess skeptical is a great way for I'm not that intelligent, but
No,
so
I mean, paranoid is like a more negative thing. Like paranoid is kind of like, oh.
Well, I would tell you, Johnny, there was a time that it was negative, and I was very much looking at it from a negative point of view. So I'm going to go back to your word, skeptical. Okay. My father raised me skeptical.
Okay.
And he used to tell me, believe nothing what you hear, half what you see. And so I kind of brought that into everything. The first conspiracy, I always say Santa Claus. That's the first one.
Yeah, it really
And then
is.
after that was the Iron Sheik and Hacksaw Jim Duggan being busted in a car together drunk. And I'm like, oh, it's all a lie. It's all a lie. And then from there, so here we are. And so I go down this journey. I'm on this path. I do the naughty show. Me and one of the co-hosts end up not getting along. That show dissolves. Me and another friend of mine, we started another show called the International Bad Boys. We love each other, but it just ends. So I'm kind of wandering around having this discussion of what should I do around 2016, I would say. And then I'm like, you know what? Because I'm really into this Hillary Clinton stealing the primary from Bernie Sanders. I'm really into that. And I'm like, okay, man, I'm going to do a show on that. And then I come up with the name Tinfoil Hat because I wanted the most demonized term I could take and flip it. So we start doing that. And then, you know, I start having people on that kind of are saying, so the moment I start to get spiritual is when Matt LaCroix comes on, talks about ancient civilization. And then Von Galt comes on, talks about spirituality from two different angles saying the exact same thing. And I'm like, okay, something's going on there. So at that time, I get asked to start Zero by Rockfin. They're like, please do premium content. I'm like, I've always wanted to do a spiritual podcast because I'm going to be honest with you. We would do spiritual podcasts on this spiritual episodes on the show, and they just wouldn't do as well as the other episodes. So I go, obviously the people listening to Tinfoil Hat don't want to hear about the spirituality, but I really enjoy talking about it and it's really helping me. So right then Rockfin's like, please do a show on our, do some exclusive show. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. I'm going to do a show on spirituality. And I felt bad charging, but for that show. And by the way, I'm almost at 100 episodes. At 104, I will be releasing the year-old episodes of Zero on an RSS feed for free. Because I felt bad. I have to charge.
Because those are kind of evergreen, right? They're timeless. I mean, you could post those will still be as relevant as they are now.
100%.
As they were then. I mean, okay.
So I released them. I mean, I started doing the show and I felt bad, but I really need the money. I just had twin girls. And like the economy shut down. I lost Comedy Chaos, which was literally I say this, it sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I'm telling you.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
It was the greatest showcase show in the world.
Can I ask you about that? You posted on
Earth.
Facebook. You posted on Facebook about that.
Yes.
And you're so right. It was the greatest in the world. It had to be. What if they replaced it with if you're okay talking about, I can cut it out if you're not. What if they replaced it with your
roast battle?
Roast battle. Okay. All right.
And listen, man, I was an open micer. I love young comedians. I will do anything to help young comedians. I just think a show that could be done any night of the week shouldn't be done on a night that was created as the greatest night of comedy in LA. I created Tuesday nights.
Is there any chance of it happening again?
I mean, there's always a chance. There's always a chance.
But they haven't said like, hey, we're never doing Chaos.
No, they would like me to do something over there, but I'm not going to it's just like, why did you give Tuesday in the main room? The night was done specifically for a reason, which is it's the night everybody's in town. These young comics, God bless them. And, again, like the use of open micers seems derogatory. And I didn't mean it to be like that, but they are brand new in their journey. Look at the lineups that I had. They were the best of all the comics working all the clubs.
Killers.
Dude, you could do it on a Monday. You could do
No, what I'm trying to say is I used to work them for you. It was with Bill Burr, Tom Segura, Joey Diaz, Joe Rogan. And the reason it's doable on Tuesdays is because they come in on Sunday and on Monday they don't want to do nothing. They want to hang out with their family. So Tuesday's cool. Wednesday, Thursday starts getting sketchy because they're ready to go back on the road.
Yes.
So Sam had it perfect. Tuesday night dude, everybody was there. Everybody had time, and you'd see these lineups that you were unbelievable. Like it was Netflix. Everybody on Netflix was at Sam's shows on Tuesdays.
I totally agree, dude.
And I don't think it could come back, but it was unbelievable, the lineups you'd see.
So that's why. And it just was unnecessary. I think other things are at work. Certain people that don't like certain things I'm saying came and just fuck with me. And that's my honest belief.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm not asking the right question. When did you find out Like, how did they just not come to you and say, hey, we want to start doing that again? Did you ask? And then they said, hey, we're not really looking for that right now. What was
Johnny, I was there the last day. The last day I think the store was open was a Tuesday night for the Comedy Store, and some people didn't want to go up. I asked Sam. Some people were worried, and Sam was like, should I cancel the show?
No, but I mean now, Sam,
the
like
last couple shows.
now that things are open.
There has Dana would constantly be hitting them up when we open.
Okay.
They're like, as soon as we know, we're gonna let you know. We'll get it back going. And then they signed this deal, and with this Mint Comedy, which I personally have no problems with.
Oh, I see. I don't know about this. What is this? I don't know.
It's a live streaming service.
And what, they're just streaming everything?
They're streaming some shows there.
Huh.
And that's kind of bad for comics, because if you do your stand-up or your set.
Yeah, I mean, they're not.
Well, they have a way that
gonna do chaos
supposedly they
live.
say you can't record it. I don't know.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Yeah.
There's
Ask
nothing
any
wrong
guy who's
with
gotten nudes on Snapchat. You can record it. Okay.
Yep,
you can record it.
So, but the point is, it's like, there's just, I mean, like, I love the Comedy Store, and I'm thinking about getting a tattoo of the Comedy Store because it's such a big part of my life. But what I will tell you is, I just think there were some decisions made that weren't smart, and so now I got some that I don't know if it's closed for good, but I know they shut down something last night because of everything going down.
What are you talking about?
I know they canceled a show in the main room tonight. They shut down the Comedy Store main room tonight because of the surging cases that are going on.
Okay. All right. Well, this kind of flows really well into this next question, and I want to hear your answer. This is from Truth Real MTV. What do you think the future of California, or LA specifically, is going to be as the COVID psyop continues? Love TFH. And Sam, I keep it up, buddy. So that's from big question.
So it is of my belief that New York City and LA get manipulated the most because of the gravitational force of these cities.
Mm-hmm.
So there's so many influencers socially on social media in these two cities that anything happens here instantly reverberates through the country, right? So yesterday we had Andrew Cuomo going, we're going to go door to door, grab people, throw them in cars, and throw jabs in them. I do think that is some stealing loose shit.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to just keep getting worse and worse until people push back. And the problem is this town, so much of it is full with rich, spoiled children who aren't going to push back. Now, Johnny and I have had conversations about whether we should stay here or go. Johnny thinks if we leave, and Johnny, correct me if I'm wrong, but if we leave, we're kind of letting them win. But
I feel that way. Yeah.
I'm also like, what are we fighting for here?
Well, it's a great city. That's what I think we're fighting for. It's a great city that will be
Johnny.
Absolute
like,
shit.
I'm not against
by
it, but
sticking it out, by doing your shows, by getting, keep saying what you're saying, by being here, man, living as an example.
Are a year and a half old almost.
Yeah.
Okay. I do not want my daughters to grow up
private school.
They teach critical race theory there too.
You can find, I guarantee you, there are plenty of schools around.
I've had people doing it. They're like, nope, they all teach this stuff.
I guarantee you that there are private schools that do not teach.
All right, Johnny, you look for them. If you can find them, we'll figure it out.
I mean, like the religious schools, you're telling me they're teaching critical race theory?
Neither me nor the mother are religion. And again, I have zero problems with the religion. There's somebody who wrote a thing going, why do you hate Christians and Jesus? I don't at all. I have Christians on here all the time. I talk about Jesus all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, you can have an ecumenical school that's not religious. You know what I mean? It's just
find it, Johnny.
Okay.
Hey, but it's a matter of time, John. Johnny's right. A matter of time before some of these Republicans make schools that has nothing to do with critical race theory.
And plus, yeah, I mean, do you don't vote? Do you, Sam? Do you vote?
I believe voting on a local level. I did not vote for president. The last time I voted for either president of the two parties was Obama's first term, and I regret that wholeheartedly.
I voted for Ron Paul, so
I
get that on the record.
I was wrong.
Well, that's the other thing I think what we can do sticking it out here is vote, man, and be on that local level, you know, as active as we're comfortable being.
All right.
Anyway, I don't know. I just feel like, dude, and then like what they're doing in Austin, isn't that weird? Isn't that just weird? All these people from LA, most of whom don't think like we think. They're not critical thinkers. They're just getting out of LA because it shut down. They aren't going out there to make it a utopia or anything. They're going to bring that liberal shit to all these places that seem like they're really cool right now, and they're going to end up being just as boondoggled in big government and nonsense as LA is. I completely
agree with you, dude, that these people are leaving here and bringing their bullshit politics with them. So if I do move anywhere and they ask me where I'm from, I will say Las Vegas.
Yeah, I'm going to say North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm not going to say LA. There are, so, I mean,
that's not to say there aren't some great cities.
Interesting, for sure.
Me too.
You know? Like Chattanooga, Tennessee is on my radar right now.
Dude, that's
I was about to say, what's your top 5? If you had to leave, top 3.
That's the whole thing. Like where it has to be. So I'm trying to get this guy on the show that's going to talk about where the best places to locate if shit hits the fan. And in this area near Chattanooga is like one of the places.
But you like water. A city, right? It's Chattanooga's small, bro.
I don't know, man. It's not really for me anymore. It's for my kids.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about that. Chattanooga has a population of 170,000.
I grew up in a city of 15,000.
Yeah, but you like cities. You told me that
I
before.
do like cities. Yeah. So maybe I'll have 1 foot in Nashville, 1 foot in Chattanooga. I don't know.
I mean, but the good thing about Sam is like usually he's on the road, so it doesn't matter what city he lives in.
It's really all about my daughters. That's really all this is about.
Nashville's a drive, by the way, from Chattanooga.
How long?
Let's see, like at least a couple hours, I think. Hold on. Yeah, it's 3 hours, almost 3 hours.
I mean,
we'll figure it out.
And the reason comics like Texas is because it cuts the commute from LA to New York in half.
I mean, I'm not against it. I just don't want to move
here's
where
what
everybody
I think,
else
dude.
is.
I think you get out in OC, Orange County, there are plenty of places that are just like Chattanooga out there, San Diego even, yeah, that you can find a conservative area, you know, like education-wise.
San Diego is perfect. I mean, it's absolutely perfect. I'm not against it. The question is critical race theory.
I guarantee you can find a school that does what you're looking
for. That's
at.
my only concern, dude.
Think about all these rich Republicans around here. You think they're sending their kids to schools like there?
That's the only thing that matters to me.
All right. Well, I know my assignment now because I do think I would like to move out of the city, like possibly if I can get a bigger place. That's the bargain for me, is getting a bigger place to be out of the city because I love the city. I love walking and stuff. But
that's all, man. I don't want to live. I mean, I just don't want my kids to grow up hating America, thinking America's bad, being ran by idiots.
Well, that's at home though. They're learning that shit at home, dude. Because I mean, I got the fucking public school education, but most of what I learned was really from my parents. Think about how much you learned from school versus your parents. Most of it was from your parents, right?
I mean, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, anyway. All right. Okay. I'm gonna switch. That was mostly Instagram comments. I'm gonna switch over to Twitter real quick.
Twitter, we'll do like a couple more.
Okay. All right. Few more here. Let me hold on just a second. Okay. This is something that we've talked about doing, and I just want to kind of see where we are on it. We understand this is from someone called Was Patrick. We understand the importance of performing in front of a live audience at a proper venue. However, no matter where you perform throughout the U.S., many of the international swarm base will never get a chance to go. Please consider some live streaming ticket options. Now, I know we've considered live shows. Would you consider doing a live stand-up show?
Here's the problem, guys, with stand-up. Is like once you heard a joke, it kind of loses its heat.
But he's talking about ticketing, though. Like they'd have to pay. It would be just like going to like a event. They have that now, you know, where you could pay and you go into like a virtual room and you.
I'm not against that.
Not reportable.
I mean, but the problem is you start. You know, it's like I just feel like, I mean, I'm not against it if you want to put. I'm not against it.
It's a pay-per-view kind of
we
thing.
should do the Swarm Tank. I think the Swarm Tank should
Those
go
would be
live.
great live. Yeah.
If we went live on Tinfoil Hat, YouTube, fuck them, even if we don't get the super chats or the money, I think people would love to. On a
We could do that
Saturday night,
easily too.
Be
We could
part
do
of the
that.
Swarm Tank.
It's so much easier to go live now than it used to be, man. We could do that, no problem.
Just
set up for that.
Charge tickets to live shows.
Dude, I got this little switcher that XG knows about. This I got a little video switcher.
Is that a bisexual chick?
Oh.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And it would be perfect for live streaming. Okay. Any updates on the wait, what? Oh,
on the 50th. 500.
Top 10 fights for charity is what. This is not what I thought it was.
Oh, snaps.
Oh, yeah, you got this shirt on. That's funny. This is from Was Patrick also again.
Who'd I fight?
Yeah. Just give us a top 3 real quick. Run now.
Wilson's number one. Wilson's
number one with a bullet.
Woodrow,
for sure.
I thought we were talking about
Woodrow
living.
Wilson.
Oh, is this living and dead? Okay.
Aleister Crowley's on there, right? I mean, I don't hit women, but I think I would transition back into a woman. Okay, and fight Queen Elizabeth. I'd like to fight her. I gotta fight like 10 people. That's a lot.
Yeah, I said the 3's enough. Okay, this is from someone you may have heard of. Tommy G asked, on a scale of 10 to so brave, how brave is Simone Biles for quitting on the Olympic team? Did you see that?
Dude, listen to me, man. I'm really being honest when I tell you, our pharmaceutical companies have such a deep control of our societies. I think they have their eagle talons so deep into us that all these people stepping down for mental health reasons is to push mental illness out. So more and more people get on pharmaceuticals.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Okay.
Huh.
I see that.
By the way, she is. Remember who was it? With like Mary Kay Letourneau? No, no, she's a murderer. Who is what was her name? The chick that got famous gymnast for she had like where her ankle was shattered or whatever.
Yeah, Mary Lou Retton.
Mary Lou Retton. Yeah. Like I mean, her ankle was turned so severely, and she completed her routine. And this chick, I'm not feeling right in my brain right now, so I'm just gonna go back here, guys.
A team
event.
Yep, I couldn't agree more. I could not
and
agree
they are
more.
bending over backwards to make excuses for this chick, dude. The media, because she's like the darling of the Olympics.
They're
and they are
all like just showing their colors, man.
And if this was a guy, dude, like if this was an NFL, somebody in the NFL, they would shred him. They'd shred him. Say he's a head case and all this, but because it's
not in the Kevin Love, everyone's like, I have mental issues. They're like, oh my God, you're so brave. Where was
maybe
it, Johnny?
some people, but he got shredded by his teammates.
I think if you go on SB Nation, right? I think one of the lines was like, is blah 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 stepping down for mental issues a sign of bravery? And you're like, what?
That's so dumb.
I mean, like, here's my problem again with this. Somebody didn't make the team because she made the team. And now that person was not allowed to compete because this person they won. They beat him. Well, did they? Is she stepping down because she's hurt? I mean, it's like, this is every 4 years, man.
She was, I mean, it was,
I mean, like, what are we talking about here?
This is a question. I don't know much about this. Maybe you do. This is from Mimi812. Do you think it's true that Norfolk is owned by the United Nations now? Have you heard that? Norfolk, Virginia?
I heard somebody said that they gave that wasn't United Nations. It was NATO. They given that base to NATO.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Oh, shit.
No, I hadn't heard that either. Okay.
I don't know, dude.
Here's a good question. This is from someone called Alt Daz. If things progress, why is contemporary adult entertainment lacking in energy compared to the earlier era that Fat Dragon Pro, that's Sam, loves so much? The Illuminati trying to take away all joy from all elements of life? Or is it that humanity has reached its creative peak a decade ago? So are we just on a decline, or is it?
Is really interesting. Like, I've always said this, guys, like, there's only so many notes. How are you going to keep coming up with new variations of those notes.
For music,
At some point, dun 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 and dun 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 becomes. There's only so many ways to play those. How many notes are there, Johnny?
How many? Musical notes. Oh, let's do like chords. How many chords? How many? It depends on the instrument, but let's say piano. How many piano notes? There are 88 different pitches or notes on the piano. So yeah. And, not all of them sound good together. Some of them.
There's 88 different ones?
Different notes, not chords. Chords
I guess
would be...
so what would it be like? 88 times 88, 88 times 87, 88 times 86? Is that how it would go?
What now?
In terms of all the different variations. How do you do different variations, right?
Well, yeah, but you can't. It doesn't really work like that because not every note would sound good next to another note. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if you've listened to some music. It doesn't necessarily have to sound good to us.
Yeah, but it would just be like shitty. It would be like
good point. That's still considered music though. John.
I think YouPorn and amateur pornography ruined the adult entertainment.
Hold on, is he talking about actual pornography or adult?
Yeah, he's got a picture of like 2 porn stars.
Oh, is he saying that we've reached peak porn?
No, he's saying we reached peak porn 10 years ago, like creatively. It was. I'll just again. He says. Why is contemporary adult entertainment lacking in energy compared to the earlier era that you love so much? And then he says, is it this or this? Is it the Illuminati trying to take joy away from all elements of life? Or did humanity reach its creative peak a decade ago?
Well, I will tell you that I don't think it's because in porn, it is a race to the bottom, right? It's like, how filthy can you get?
Yeah. So that's how you chart careers in pornography. They start out doing
You're like, she starts out like, oh my God, young girl, first time Scarlet. And then like by the end, she's like, how many black dicks can she slay? Right. It's just like a line of, and it's just like, and you guys can say, oh, Sam, that's racist. That's because you hear porn stars say it all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to start doing black guys in porn. And like, they always say their career is going to go to shit. And then it just skyrockets because there is a large segment of the population is like, oh my God, she's like banging black guy. Right. Like, let's face it.
It's been fetishized. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's one of the funniest social justice warrior things is how like certain groups have been like, you fetishized us, like Asian women and black men.
Fetishize.
I do it all the time, dude. Fetishize conspiracy theorist hosts all the time.
Yeah, please.
You just want to milk my milkers, right? I mean,
I would welcome it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just feel like what he's talking about is how much budget the porn used to have versus now is anyone can do porn. So it's just not going to have the you're just throwing away money if you're trying to do high production porn.
You talk about this on stage. How it's like, dude, there's so much pussy online. What are you gonna do for my $5 on OnlyFans? So you're so right. It's like, what is it you're doing? What's extra about your pussy between this pussy that I'd rather give you than her $5? I was like, dude, that is on point.
I really do great social commentary.
There are dudes with iPhones and websites that have empires in pornography right now.
Yeah. So it's just like. And it's like, in a weird way, Johnny, it's kind of what's happening to television, right? I mean, like TV is trying to keep up with the internet, and the production on the internet is getting so good that you're like, why do we got to do television anymore?
Yep.
I agree. Okay. This is from I don't know what this, his name is Buzzwords, but it's upside down. Layered question here. Are we in a cold civil war or perhaps a cold world war? In my opinion, that has happened in recent years. What has happened in recent years feels like nothing less than warfare. The propaganda level was cranked to 11 on all fronts, which is very indicative that governments are using their most common wartime tactics. So are we in a war right now, civil war or world war?
I believe so.
Yeah.
So I just got off the phone today with a friend of mine, very well-established actor. And he was basically telling me that construction has slowed down because they can't get materials.
Wood is, yeah.
Because
huge wood shortage.
Because basically everything's coming from China, and they're slowly strangling us.
Interesting.
Sam, if you do believe that we're already in a Cold War or whatever you call it, when do you think it started? When Trump got elected? Before Trump? Obama? When do you think this?
When it started, when Clinton signed free trade agreements.
What are the sides, Sam? What are the sides in the war? What are the
globalist versus nationalist? Okay. And because the people running this country are totally on another side.
It's like it's like the people who genuinely have America's best interests at heart versus people who are in their country who are against them, and then they're also fighting the world. You know what I mean? You have an enemy within and an enemy without.
Yeah. Well, there's like, it's like homegrown versus the international banking cabal that wants basically everything to be China, which is complete and utter control.
Yeah, government control.
Right. And then eventually, see, I see total parallels between what's happening in the United States right now versus what happened in World War II to Europe, that they're basically destroying Europe. They destroyed Europe so America could rise. I think they're doing that right now to this country, and then they're going to help China rise. And then what will eventually happen is they'll destroy China because everyone will their standard of living will get higher. They'll want to collect that, and then they'll move to India or somewhere else. That's
one world government. That's what they want.
Yep.
One world government. You want to do two more questions and then we'll be done.
And then I got it.
Okay. Quick one here. Do you think Operation Bluebeam will happen before the year is out? That's from Sphere Radical.
No.
I don't think. I think it's coming. I just don't think it's yet. I think that would be like seriously just like going straight to butt stuff. I mean, you gotta take it slow.
Yeah, it's gonna be more revelations from the government. Build up.
So do you think we'd see an alien before they invaded us? If you know what I mean, do you think they'd present us with an alien and be like, look, we caught one?
Yes.
Or
no, not necessarily that. Oh, we caught this, but like it's gonna get like. I mean, we're gonna see the ramping up of the propaganda to a point where everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my God, you see that? Do you see that? See that?" And then it will be the Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind stuff.
You think it'd be so much aliens that when it happened, we'd just be like, "Oh, okay." It was a matter of how it was gonna happen eventually. Like, there's no way they weren't gonna.
Dude, I think people listen. The only thing that's gonna slow down and get people to pay attention is if you cut off the internet.
Yeah.
Which is on the table. Because people are so into their own things. Like, dude, let's say another 9/11 happened, right? Go on Instagram and see how Instagram models don't give a fuck. They just don't give a fuck.
I mean, we've seen them posing. We've seen them posing at Auschwitz with selfies. Like,
they'll take pictures of their buttholes during like the new Pearl Harbor. They don't care. It's gonna take them getting everything completely and utterly shut down for them to go, what's going on?
Electromagnetic pulse is the answer. That's how they're gonna do this. It could be like solar. They could say like solar wind, solar ejections or whatever. Or EMP, just an electromagnetic pulse. All the grid goes down. Okay. This last one.
Sam's so right.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, Sam's so right. If the Twin Towers came down again, Instagram models would be the first responders there, just trying to take a picture.
Yeah.
Acting like they're saving people. Be like, look, I'm saving people just to get the Instagram model.
Remember when they were like, take a picture of me holding this hammer next to this building.
It'd be that, but World War II style, like 9/11 shit, like on a whole different, like that's fucked up.
Okay. This last question, I think, is we get this kind of thing a lot, and I think it's related to something we were asked earlier, and it's a good question. It also makes me think of Eddie Bravo, and you'll see why. This is from Tired Grouch. What is the best way to slowly red pill someone and wear away their cognitive dissonance?
I saw this question, man. It is such a hard answer because truthfully, I don't think you should red pill anybody. I think they should slowly but surely come to you. Like, it's like, what do you guys think? It's like, what do you do?
I know. I think you've been red pilling someone, which you kind of wanted to get red pilled, but Ryan Callen, you've been red pilling him. If you watch
today's episode, he goes right back to like being a retard.
Oh, see. See, but that's one of the spots where I've seen you crack someone slowly and slowly, by like topic by topic. Like, watch this, then watch this, and then he's instantly like, oh shit, dude. He's one of the ones where I've seen that you red pill. Like, he wants it obviously because you kind of have to ask for it. You can't just go up to a bar and be like, hey, you want to hear this? But I think you have been like low key red pilling them slowly slowly.
There's this debate in Christianity whether you want to be evangelical, you want to proselytize to people, try to convert people, go out there, or there's some others in Christianity who just think, hey, people have to seek it out. They have to feel a calling to God, you know, and I think it's not an easy answer, man, because the thought in Christianity is that if you preach hell really heavy and scare people into converting, it's not going to stick. You know what I mean? It's not as meaningful of a life change as it would be if it was something they came to on their own, or
when you really want red pill everybody, start with that book Chaos. I mean, that is the best way to show you that there is a invisible hand involved in so much. Show them the Gulf of Tonkin.
You get it like $6 on Amazon right now.
Yeah, Gulf of Tonkin, where basically the government admits the incident never really happened, that they just basically faked it. I mean, it's all there. It's just you got to start slowly. And you can't force it on people. And if they reject it, let it go.
JFK is a good spot to start.
Is it, man? There's still people that think one bullet did the whole thing.
Yeah, but it's easy to say prove it didn't. I mean, and you can get really credible. So just show them the movie JF. You want to show them some Oliver Stone. That's what you do. Get Oliver Stone's alternative history documentary that he did.
There's so much.
Show them some of that.
I mean, 9/11 as well.
Back into the left.
I got a jam because I have to go see my darlings.
All right. How are they? Good.
I love my kids so much. I love them. Guys, hope to see you guys in Dallas and OKC. Dallas tonight, OKC tomorrow. Come get weird.
We go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Tinfoil hack.